self-critical inner monologue, though.
Mhm.
I'm a genius at that one. And really, that's an input. That's an input that I need to curate. I need to
Yes.
say, I'm not going to allow myself to talk to me that way.
Right, because
I wouldn't
exactly.
talk to you that way.
Right.
Hi, I'm Tanya.
I'm Erin.
And if you've ever thought, is this it?
Pull up a chair.
This is hella good living.
We don't do midlife.
We do more life. Cheers.
Cheers. You're a hoe today?
I'm a hoe every day. And you are a classy bitch today?
Classy bitch.
Sure.
Always.
You're a classy bitch every day.
Always.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about mindset because lately this has been a real pickle for me, as you know.
Real pickle.
It has been a real pickle for me. The crazy thing is, like, you've said it, every day we talk on Marco Polo, you're like, oh, but today seems like a good day. And then the next day, I'm so down in the dumps.
My life.
I literally don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought this is a great topic for right now. We've said we were going to talk about it. I need some kind of coping mechanisms for this because I just have a lot going on.
You do have a lot going on. And let's not forget the fact that you had been taking an antidepressant.
Oh, yes.
And what happened with that?
Well, I had to go off of that because it was giving me stomach issues.
Right.
And honestly, I have felt fine. Like, I have felt pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is more circumstances.
Yeah, it's kind of like situational,
but obviously it's harder for me to pull myself out of it because I don't have that other reinforcement.
Because I think previously when you were on it, I mean, you were going through the things with your mom.
Yeah.
And so still a lot of situational stuff happening.
Health issues, mom issues, money issues, house issues. There was a lot last year. Last year I was happy to see last year go bye-bye.
Right.
But now this year I'm trying to, like, forward motion, and most days goes pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Other days, like, as soon as I tank hard.
Yeah.
And I stay there for a while. And I'm sure that also has to do with perimenopause hormonal changes too.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a whole bag of shit.
Bag of dicks.
Bag of dicks you get to deal with. We won't even go there right now. So yeah, like, there's different types of mindset that we've talked about in the past too. One thing that we have really struggled with is like a money mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So
kind of that scarcity mentality.
Yes, scarcity mentality. I think the same thing happens to me when I'm looking at right now, like employment, finances, the boys and their situations. And it's a scarcity mentality all the way around.
Right.
It's not just financial. It's also like, am I going to lose my boys? Like, looking forward to the empty nesting. How's that going to be? Like, financially, can I support them the way that I need to? There's just all these things, right?
And it's so much just pressure. It's so heavy.
So how do we, and our, especially for our listeners, how do we keep the positive mindset without it being like, it doesn't need to be toxic positivity.
Right.
Like, I remember in the past, I've had dark spots where I've had friends in particular say to me, like, well, everything's great though. Everything's good. You just need to look at the positive.
Just focus on the bright side.
Yeah. That's toxic positivity, which is not actually grasping what the issues are or how to deal with them. So, as I do a little bit of research, I just kind of was looking at, like, what actually works to have an optimistic mindset, which is a little bit different than a positive mindset, right? Okay. So the difference there is I may not be positive today, but I'm optimistic that it will get better.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to look at it that way. I can't control everything, but I can choose what my next move is.
I was going to say, you can't control much, actually.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other part of it. You had to pick
what you can control is how you react to it.
Yes.
And I think that is such a huge, when you really internalize that, that's huge.
Yeah, but how do you internalize that and then remain focused on it every single day? That's where I don't do well. Like one day I'm like, okay, I've got control over this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it piece by piece and I'm going to do these things. And then something can be something small, can be a series of small things, can be one big, large thing, will throw me into a loop again. And like, I know that I can start over, but I'm not thinking that right then and there. I'm thinking this absolutely sucks. And I'm so sick of it. I don't even know what to do anymore. So in the research, I was looking at it, and one of the things it said is at this point in time in our age, this gets even harder because not only are we going through a lot of changes hormonally and physically, but we're also going through identity shifts.
Yeah.
So like for you, a
Mhm.
big one was empty nesting.
Probably, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
If not one of the biggest ones of my entire life was
Yeah.
empty nesting. Yeah. It was hard. It was a battle.
So what do you feel like you're better at this than I am though? But what do you feel like you did to kind of get through that?
I would say for me, I threw myself into something else. And
Right.
what I threw myself into at the time was just going to the gym. So it was every day, get to the gym. I went at nights because that was when I felt the most empty in my empty nesting because I was
Right.
working full time out of the house. So I get up in the morning, do my normal routine. That didn't change in my life. What changed was coming home
At
and
night.
all the activities I used to do after school, going to their sporting events or, just
Even
having
just
them.
making dinner.
Yeah, just having them here to make dinner. And I literally was like, I had to put something else in its place.
Right.
And that's what I chose to do.
Right. So kind of an identity shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the quotes I found, it says, mindset at this age is identity work.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that was okay. So, and I don't know if I've told this story before or not, but the day that I walked into the grocery store, first time getting groceries without my girls living in my house, and I walked in and I was like, I am going to buy myself some groceries. And I got one aisle in and I started to cry, put my cart away and left because I didn't even know what I like to eat. So you talk about an identity shift. I bought every grocery item for the past how many years that I had bought was for the girls.
Right.
Snacks, dinners, everything. And it was like, okay, so I'm gonna have to look on Pinterest and see what I like to eat. What are some recipes that I actually want to make for myself,
Right.
so that I can get those groceries? Because when was the last time I really thought like that? Oh, going out to dinner. Okay, I can order dinner for myself.
Sure. That's easy.
But to actually buy groceries and make something for myself. And
Yeah.
now the girls come home and go, why do you have nothing? Like, you have nothing for us to eat here. I'm like,
Well, it's
yeah,
not about you.
I'll buy my own groceries.
It's not about you anymore, is it? Yeah, I think that a lot of the times, like we're really good at saying this too, like, okay, everything's fine. We're fine.
We're fine.
We'll get through this.
We should have I'm fine tattooed on
Right.
me.
Honestly, like if I can just get through this week,
Mm-hmm.
or if I can just get through today, if
Mhm.
I can just get through this month. And now I'm realizing, like, that's not a great way
I don't want to
live.
just get through
I
life.
don't want to just get through this anymore.
Right.
I don't want to be stuck in fine.
Right.
I say a lot, I'm fine, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And we've joked about this. There comes a point where that it's not okay
Right.
to say,
Right.
it's fine.
Right. I'm not fine. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm
Right.
frustrated.
I want more.
I'm worried.
Right. Oh, yeah. All the time. I want more.
Right.
So moving from like survival to agency. So this was a great thing that I found. Survival mindset says, I just need to get through this week. Whereas an agency mindset says, what kind of life am I building and what can I do this week to get there?
Yes. And I say all the time, it's one small step. What's the one small step you're going to do? What's that step going to be today?
And I agree with that. It's just that then there are days that come that you go, I can't take that step.
When what do we talk about? Just don't live there.
Yeah.
So that's that day.
Yeah.
But don't
Yeah.
live there.
Yeah. I need to be able to say that to myself quicker.
Yeah.
So that I can get, I might
Write it somewhere.
fucking paint that across my wall.
Right? Yeah. Have it somewhere where it's like your daily reminder on your phone.
Don't
even
stay here. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I have realized in my life, there's going to be times where I get off track
Yeah.
and I just have to restart. It's funny because I have said that to a significant other before, and they're like, well, you shouldn't have to keep trying. And I'm like, actually, you should.
What is life if not trying?
Actually, you should continually try. I hope that I try until the day that I die.
Yes, absolutely.
Like in everything. It doesn't matter if I'm not good at it. It doesn't matter if you think it shouldn't be something that I need to try at. It should just come effortlessly.
Or something that I am good at, but I just want to continuously get better at.
Yeah. 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 So I do have that mentality, at least. Like, I know I'm going to get off track. I will restart, but somehow I have to get myself there quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
So do you think having a visual reminder would be helpful?
Probably. I think it goes a little deeper. It's not just I get off track. It's I start to really doubt myself.
What about meditation?
I can honestly say I've never really stuck with meditation.
I'm not
I've
very good
tried
at it
it.
because I'm like, I'm all over, but that's why you do meditation,
I've
right?
tried it before, but I haven't stuck with it. So maybe that would be, yeah, like,
Because I think, right, isn't the point of meditation is to recognize in yourself, once you're good at meditating, to recognize in yourself, my brain's going in a place I don't want it to. I'm going to
True.
bring it back.
True,
Because you
true.
have the power to do that because you've been meditating, right?
Right, right. And, you know, to realize that just because that day is hard and I'm down on myself, it doesn't mean that I should be hopeless,
Right.
because that's where I go.
Yeah.
I go to like, well, I'm not going to be any good at this. This isn't going to get me where I need to go. Like, dwelling and like living in it, which, you know, is sometimes, I believe Mel Robbins had said this at one point in one of her books. When she was diagnosed with ADHD, she
Mhm.
realizes that anxiety comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
My anxiety, I learned years ago through therapy, is a type of anxiety that stops me from progressing. Like, some people get anxiety and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to clean the entire house and I'm going to
Right.
do this project and I'm going to do. In mine, I freeze.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, I'm like, I don't know what to do because I feel so helpless.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So what do you do about that? What is the...
well, because of, you know, that kind of hearing that was the type of anxiety that I get, I started to really get into, you know, like the neuroscience behind things. Cause I'm like, okay, you can retrain your brain. I keep trying. I keep trying.
anxiety
I
hits
keep
and I
trying over and over and over again. Come on, brain, you can do this. But so basically, they say you have to practice the skill. You have to retrain your brain
Mm-hmm.
because optimism is actually vulnerable. Like, being optimistic
Oh,
leaves
gosh.
you vulnerable.
Yes.
That is hard.
Yes. I just read something about that too. Like, you meet this new person and you're really excited about him, but you don't want to tell anybody you're really excited about him because then you're opening yourself up to the vulnerability because, then, you know, what if it doesn't work? And
Right.
it's like, why can't you just be excited about it?
Yeah, you can.
Because you don't, but it's the vulnerability
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah. Well, because your brain is evolved to scan for threats,
Mm-hmm.
not joy.
Right.
So the first thing we're going to do is our brain's going to go, oh, well, this could go really wrong.
Right. What are all the ways this can go?
What are all
poorly?
the ways that this can go wrong? So
Mhm.
optimism feels very vulnerable. It's scary. And it's easier for us to just think like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to stop this. I'm going to avoid the threat.
Or I'm going to mark out every bad thing that can happen just so I'm ready for it because it's going to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the at this point in our lives too, there's so much that we have gone through that is looked upon as negative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we've got divorce.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, you know, financial issues. We've got horrible dating experiences. You know, like heartbreak of the kids, all of these things that we've taken on
Mm-hmm.
and
also made it our identity, right?
yep, oh, absolutely. And our brain is trained for that now.
Mhm.
So we have to train our brain a complete opposite direction.
Mhm. Yeah, I will say, because I've been, therapy, God love it. Through therapy, I I've been divorced for 10 plus years now.
Yeah.
And I was telling my therapist that probably just now in going into the dating world, I don't identify as the person that left my husband 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
That's not me anymore. Like, I don't need to share that experience with the new person
It
I'm
doesn't
dating
define you.
because it doesn't, yeah, that is not my identity anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like 10 years later. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work.
That's a hard one. And, you know, I keep saying that to myself when something goes wrong. That doesn't define you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that isn't your whole story.
Right.
And you can rewrite your story.
Mm-hmm. And that's
At any point
and
in
that's
time.
a part of my story. And in that story, what comes from it? You know,
Exactly. What positive comes from it, though?
What positive came from it?
Because obviously our brains are going to tell us that, you know, the negative experiences make a faster imprint on us neurologically than any positive experience does.
Mm-hmm.
Positive experiences, we look at it and we go, oh, that was a great memory. But the negative experiences are like what we use to actually shape our narrative
Going forward.
of how we want to go forward, which is not good.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is to erase the negativity. One way to do that, and this is one that I desperately need to work on right now,
Okay.
is building self-trust.
Okay. How do you do that?
So building self-trust, well, I had a great little, so let's say you've even been doing this. I want to go to bed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you keep going to bed at 11, 12 o'clock at night, what are you feeling the next day?
Right. You feel like shit and you go, I said I was going to do it, but
And I didn't do it. So thus I can't trust myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not proving to myself that I am any better at anything than I, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So those types of things, for me, I don't know what it's going to be. I feel like pattern wise, I'm pretty good, but so I'm going through like an identity crisis right now of what am I good at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've talked about this. You know, I've had a career in training and development and marketing and business for a while, but like, am I great at any of those things? I don't know. I feel like I'm okay at them.
Mm-hmm.
And in kind of digging a little bit deeper with this, I also came to the conclusion of I don't know if anybody who has children as a woman, well, this goes off a little bit, but it can be debatable, is really great at any one career thing. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. Is any great at one career thing? Because the career's not our focus.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are our focus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little different, say, than maybe from the male species.
Mm-hmm.
The career is their focus. They throw themselves into it and they go, I'm great at this.
Well, and here's the thing, but I think it's a mindset thing. I'm like, I'm great at what I do. While I was raising my kids, there were times I had to leave what I was great at to go take care of my kids. But while I was at work, I was great at what I did, or I am great at what I do.
Okay.
So I do think it still comes back to mindset.
Yeah, I don't think I'm great at any one thing. I think I'm okay across the board.
Yeah. But also,
and now
yeah.
I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, okay, I want to change industries.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is that I'm in a very specific, niche like position and, like in what I do. So it's easier to say that. There's also areas of what could be encompassed in my job where I'd be like, I'm not great at that, but I don't do that in my work every day. Right.
Right.
So I think you have really broad areas.
Yeah. I know, but there are people out there in marketing that are like, they're like the head of marketing.
Yeah.
They can do every aspect of it. And I'm like, well, I do great at these areas. I do okay at these areas. I'm not good with these over here. So that makes me just kind of.
Yeah. But I think that in that you just have never thrown yourself into because of the kids, because of your role as, caretaker of them.
Yeah.
That, you didn't,
Yeah.
you were, it was more of a job.
Yeah. 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 It's not, I mean, for me to look at something and go like, oh my God, I had a great career in marketing. Like that's just not going to happen because that wasn't my focus.
Right.
But now I'm struggling with like, what am I good at though? Like, what am I really good at that I can make be something big?
Mm-hmm.
And I have serious self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I can build self-trust in that area. You know what I mean? Like if I say I'm going to go to bed earlier, I go to bed earlier. Like for the most part, if I say I'm going to go to the gym, I go to the gym. There's also weeks where I don't do it as much, and then I'm very frustrated with myself. So then, yeah, that kind of puts a little crack in that armor, you know, of God, I was doing so good.
Yeah.
Why did I have to mess it up?
And which would go back to I can't trust myself.
Right.
I know what's good for me, but I don't do it. Why don't I do it?
Yeah. So building evidence of self-trust is one thing. You know, keeping your promises to yourself. It proves a point to you. Optimism grows from trust. Another thing that you can do, practice realistic hope. So not just like, yes, it might be hard, but it also might be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really hard one for me. I just,
Why?
I don't know. Like,
I do that with dating. Yeah, it might be hard because it is hard, but it might be awesome.
right. Right.
Maybe.
Maybe I just got to write all this shit on a wall somewhere. I don't know. Curating your inputs. So, in other words, making sure like I'm going to only allow this type of thing in.
Yeah.
Okay. So, social media is always a big one, right? Like, I'm only going to allow positive social media. If I start reading the negative comments on something, like sometimes I have to be like, oh, whoa, okay. Put the phone down.
Right. I don't need this in my brain. Yeah.
I don't need doom scrolling. I don't need negativity.
Yeah. Go.
Self-critical inner monologue, though. I'm a genius at that one. And really, that's an input. That's an input that I need to curate. I need to say, I'm not going to allow myself to talk to me that way.
Right. Because
I wouldn't talk to you that way.
Right. You would never talk to me that way.
I wouldn't talk to my children that way.
Right. And you have to be your own best friend.
Ugh.
Ooh, there you go.
I know.
Be your own best friend.
Like her.
She's your own best friend.
She's kind of an asshole.
She's sassy.
She is sassy.
Sassy's good.
Yeah. Anyway, so selective focus, like figuring out, you know, what I'm going to allow myself to focus on, what I'm going to allow in, the types of people you hang out with, the types of groups that you have conversations in. These are all things that you got to protect your peace.
Yes. Well, that was my word last year. Peace.
Yeah. Protect your peace. That's something that I've definitely started saying to myself a lot lately. Another tip is regulate your nervous system, which is funny because we just had this conversation, I don't know, like a week or so ago. Like I didn't realize like how overly stimulated I was. My nervous system was shot.
Yeah.
Just from everything from last year and kind of moving into this year. And we kept looking at like, what's the year of the horse though? We're going to like, this'll be behind us and we'll move forward. And protecting my peace, doing all the things to regulate my nervous system. Biggest one though, like your nervous system is a reaction from your body. So it's not just what you're thinking. It's also moving your body, getting sleep, drinking plenty of water,
Getting natural light,
not putting just a shit ton of toxins in your body, which is why we've cut back on alcohol. And which is also another reason I like the fact that I'm not on an antidepressant right now, things like that. I really want to start to be able to cope more naturally.
Right.
And feel better.
Right.
Because with as much that has changed for us the last couple of years, you just want to feel better.
Right. And honestly, when you look at midlife isn't end life.
Exactly.
We have a lot more life to live, and we want to live it in the best way possible. Yes. And I think that inner dialogue, I'm going back to the inner dialogue, is so critical.
Yeah.
Like, it's so critical.
I have to really work on that.
Yes.
Like, do you not say negative things to yourself all day?
I try not to.
Like, you realize when you're doing it and you stop it?
I don't think I do it anymore. I do it when if I have a crash out about something, that's when I'll do it. I'll be like, oh, stupid. And then usually about that time is I have a therapy appointment. I'll say it and she'll be like, oh, we're going to reframe that.
Therapy.
So I worked a lot on reframing. And I think that like generally I mean, yes, I talk to myself negatively at times. Raising girls, though, too.
Yeah.
I really had to watch myself with how
I
I
can
talked
see
about
that.
myself,
Yep.
my body image, my all of that.
Because they, like girls and boys, there really is a difference
Mhm.
in that aspect. But even with the boys, like I hear sometimes their dad saying things, and I'm like, don't say that.
Yeah.
Like it really is sinking in. Like it's going to affect them. But girls, it's
Yeah.
I think 10 times worse.
Yeah. So that's not inner dialogue. That would be things I would say out loud to them. And I know I did it. I know I did.
But still, even stopping yourself from saying them out loud also stops you in here going like, okay, you know what? I shouldn't say that.
right.
So it's two in the same,
Hmm.
kind of. Yeah.
I think being part of my marriage that I was in and being verbally abused, I spent a lot of time thinking, I'm not that person he keeps telling me I am. And I think that led to me speaking more kindly to myself, actually, because it was like I knew what he was saying wasn't true. And now I almost feel like if I say it to myself, I'm like, no, I'm not treating myself that. I've done, been there, done that.
Yeah. I'm not going to, I didn't let him do it anymore. I'm not going to let myself do it.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Another one. Take micro risks weekly. This is another one that I definitely need to do. And when I do recognize that I've done it, I feel better.
So what's a micro risk?
So basically, practice like being brave in small ways. If you, like what your therapy keeps saying, like go to dinner by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like it's a confidence builder. It's I can be comfortable in my own skin, things like that. So like, you know, if you have an idea, you share it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Talk to someone new.
yes,
in the
like you know,
line.
if you see a job and you don't quite qualify for it, apply for it anyway.
I just saw something that said that even if you don't check all the boxes, that's
Yes.
actually what we're looking for.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I love
Yeah,
that for
yeah.
that company.
You know, say how you feel,
Yeah.
which is sometimes hard.
Fine. I feel fine.
Stop for a minute. I was like, what's fine?
Saying how I feel. I feel fine.
Like post the thing, which is honestly what we're doing here.
Right, right. This is a macro risk in my mind.
Like for me, it's a little bit more comfortable, but for you, I know it's like it's a thing. And we're doing it because I want it to be better for other women.
Right.
So that is taking that micro risk. We're taking it so that hopefully we can help somebody else with something.
Mm-hmm.
Again, courage is, you know, what builds that optimism. It also proves to ourselves like we can deal with discomfort. We can do bigger things.
Right. Mm-hmm. I just like
We can grow.
Like I need a mantra in my head, like when I'm going to go do it. Like, what are my comforting thoughts? Does that make sense?
When you're going to do what?
Whatever
something
this,
uncomfortable.
Yeah, whatever this uncomfortable thing
what are
is.
comforting thoughts? Yeah. Well, okay, let's say it's posting a TikTok, for instance. What are comforting thoughts? I don't care what other people think of me because I know that somebody's going to get something from this. Or I'm comfortable in my own skin. So who cares what others have to say? You know, I guess it also depends maybe like what's your purpose behind it? Like what is your risk that you're taking? Why are you doing it? Because I'm sure there are a lot of things out there that other people would see as risks that I do not see as a risk, and vice versa.
Right.
Like my kids, you know, they're always like, "Oh my God, how do you never embarrass? Like no matter what you do." And I'm like, there is a part of me. I think I'm probably harder on myself than I care what other people think of me. I'm harder on myself, like what I think of myself, than what other people think of me. And for them, they're like, "Oh my God, I couldn't have said or done that." And I'm like, "Well, you can."
Right.
If you want to.
Right.
If you want to, you should.
Right. Right.
Because then you're going to feel even more empowered.
Right.
When you're done. I'm trying to like incorporate that with the boys right now when they're talking about like entrepreneurial things they want to do. And, you know, some people are like, "Oh, you're never going to make money that way," or whatever. And I just keep saying, well, hey, what's your return on investment?
Yeah.
Like, what did you do? Like,
what'd you put into it?
What'd you put into it? How did you feel when you did it? Like, did you feel empowered even if you didn't make money? Like, so I know that those help me when I do those things because it's almost that it's not that I have a fear of taking those risks. It's that I've had so much anxiety about other things I've shut down and I'm just not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I do it, I feel better.
Right. Yeah, I would say that this is probably by far your strongest category are the micro risks.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, no big deal.
I kind of don't give a shit. And as we get into our 50s, I really don't give some fucks. So
we give less shit.
we give less shit, less fucks, whatever. Surrounding yourself with positive people, obviously, or with expanding people, like people that don't want to stay in their bubble, right? Because and being around optimistic people or positive people is contagious.
It is. Mm-hmm.
It's true,
Mm-hmm.
which is another area that I could do better in right now. I'm around some negativity
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I am feeding off of it
Ain't nobody got time for that.
on the daily.
Yeah.
So I have been making a very conscious effort with that, especially like when the boys are around and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let this shit get me down because I don't want them to see that, because you have that wake
Mm-hmm.
that, transfers to other people.
Yeah, for sure.
So who are you around? The friend who believes growth is possible, or the one that goes, really? You're going to try that?
Yeah. Well, I know who I'm choosing.
Ditto.
Mm-hmm. And same for like being in the dating world. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
not gonna date the person that's like, I'm done. I've done all the things.
Right.
I'm stagnant, and this is where I want to be forever.
Oh,
No,
God.
grow and learn, and
Or at least be like, oh, I never thought about it that way.
Mhm.
Okay, let's try that. Versus just, the same old. I can't do it. I can't, especially at this point in my life. We're at a pinnacle.
I was just gonna say pinnacle. If anyone's watched Bridgerton,
It's not the Bridgerton type of pinnacle, but whatever.
Those are good too.
We're at a pinnacle in our lifestyle, like midlife, where we have the ability to say, okay, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Or to say, oh my gosh, now I can reinvent myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can do so many things.
Well, I think that's the thing, and just look at yourself right now. Your hands are open. You're looking up.
See, yeah.
It's like that's what you need to capture.
I gotta do
right
on a
now.
daily basis.
Because that's exactly right. Who am I, and where am I going, and what am I doing? And it's exciting.
Yeah.
Not hopeless. It's exciting.
Yeah. It talks a little bit about like health wise, mentally, optimism improves your health.
Mm-hmm.
Not because we're going, oh, everything's great, I should be thankful, whatever. But, you're taking action instead of freezing, which, like I said, is something I tend to do. And that's why I'm on a roller coaster right now. Every single day, I'm going to get up. And even when I start to go down the next day, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to, keep trying. Optimistic people recover faster from stress.
Yeah, I believe that.
I believe that. You see setbacks as temporary.
Mm-hmm.
That one I need to write down
Mm-hmm.
because
It's true though.
even though I know it's true, because I go by the golden rule my mom always did, this too shall pass,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes in the thick of it, in the moment you're in it, it's hard to see that.
Yeah, it's not passing.
Yes. You pursue things that energize you
Mm-hmm.
and you don't stay stuck in helplessness. With those types of things, being more optimistic, it's actually better for your health,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually progresses you to retrain your brain so that optimism is the path you take more.
Mm-hmm.
And chronic stress is what wrecks women in this season of our life.
For sure.
It really does, because we're at a pinnacle.
I wish I was at the pinnacle.
I wish I was at
And
pinnacle.
again, if you haven't seen Bridgerton,
I wish I was at pinnacle too, but we're at a point where like it can go up or down. Like if we weren't doing the things we're doing right now and focusing as hard on that, we would be declining, because what we would do is we would spend our time talking over the same shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you said, making it our story,
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
making it our identity,
Mm-hmm.
drinking our wine like crazy while we were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Chronic stress is not the place to be.
I don't think that our bodies at this point in perimenopause were going to allow us to keep doing it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we were just going to break.
Yeah.
I truly believe that, at least for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, being optimistic is also great for your health. Your brain can be retrained. So, we already know like it has the ability to physically rewire itself based on repeated patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we continually say, oh, this is shit,
It's going to be shit.
it's not going to, this isn't going well,
Mm-hmm.
it's always going to be like this.
Honest to God. And I'm going to go back to dating because that happens to be the season I'm in right now. And I remember you saying, oh, I remember, being on the dating apps and it was horrible. Everything was horrible. And I was like, it's actually really good. There's a lot of people out there and blah, blah, blah. But I went into it saying to myself, basically, this is going to be a great experience.
That, and you said like you done some healing.
Yeah.
You've done that healing. Now you're looking at this through a different lens.
Mm-hmm.
You're not looking at it and going, oh God, like what do I see for a red flag here? Like,
Yeah.
what if I don't pick it up? What if I don't? You're seeing it now as a like, oh, this guy has great things to say about XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that, yeah, it's a whole different.
And those ones where I was like, oh, would I even know the red flag? I read it and go, well, he's an asshole. I'm like,
total red flag.
look at me go.
Oh God, that's funny. Yeah. So every time you think a thought, you practice a behavior where you react in a certain way that's positive, or negative, you're strengthening that particular pathway.
For sure.
So the more you're complaining, the more you're, crying about it, the more you're saying it can't work, you're strengthening your brain to say, that's how it's going to go.
This is how it's going to go. Mm-hmm.
Whereas, so if you repeatedly catastrophize things, self-criticize, assume the worst, obviously those circuits are going to get faster and more automatic, and that is going to be the way that you are consistently.
Yeah. That's how you perceive and react, basically.
Pause and reframe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And what we keep saying, that's probably what I just need to do. Choose a different response.
Mm-hmm.
So if in my head, I have to catch myself saying the negative thing though, and then I have to choose that new response. Take a small and courageous action, like we said. Practice gratitude or the self-trust.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing great at this. I'm so thankful that and I've said this a million times, I'm so thankful that I have arms and legs that function well enough that I can go to the gym.
Right. Right. And you're really good at your gratitude lists. And
I love my gratitude. I do that. Like
doing that.
Like I said, I don't feel like my issues are like outlying. Like I look at things and I go, I don't have a shitty life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a great life. I have great friends. I have great family. I have great kids, all of those things. It's probably more like the negative on myself that causes the most issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I have
and
to
like you
retrain
said, that freeze kind of moment.
Absolutely.
Getting stuck there.
I sure do. So it's about practicing new patterns.
All right. So question for you.
Okay. Oh shit.
What are you going to do? What is your one small step that you're going to do after having this whole conversation? What is the one thing that you're going to focus on to help whatever pattern with your mindset?
Oh, that's a hard one.
The one thing you would do, because we're having this conversation, we're encouraging hopefully others to take something from this. So
one thing that I was doing that was very beneficial that I do not stick to, and if I did would definitely help me build my self-trust, was I was journaling every single morning.
Mm-hmm.
And in that journal, I was saying 3 positive things, and I was just free form writing, like, how I was feeling that day. And 9 times out of 10, when you're doing that, you realize when you're writing it, like, oh, that doesn't sound like, that's not great. Here's how I'm going to reframe this.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a page every single morning. And by the time I was done, I felt better.
So I would challenge you that even if you go to the gym, you have your morning coffee, right?
Yes.
Okay. So depending on if you do that downstairs in the kitchen, if you do it in your bedroom, that you do your journaling.
Yep.
For the next How many days?
Well, I mean, I want it to stay consistent. So, like, I would say start with 21 days,
Mhm.
30 days, like a whole entire month. And I think the other key factor there is if things change, like maybe I don't want to be sitting in my house in the morning, for instance, I take that journal with me
you.
to the gym.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay.
And
you
I
have
say,
a great gym that you
right.
can do your journaling
And I
in.
say, when I'm done working out and I'm got my stuff, I go and I sit in that little cafe
Yep. Before
and
I
I
leave.
I do a page. I
Yeah.
don't leave until that is done.
Yep.
That's
love that.
probably the best way to do it
Yeah.
for
Actually,
me.
I love that. Here's what I would challenge you to do.
Okay.
Because you're already doing your gratitudes
Mm-hmm.
and then you're doing your free form writing.
Mhm.
I would say after your gratitudes, you're going to have to write 3 things either I'm good at, I like about myself, I
Bitch.
just saying.
Okay. You can refresh my memory on that one. You send me a text
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow morning.
Even one thing. Start with one.
Right.
Because you're talking about reinventing yourself and I don't even know what I'm good at anymore. Because my guess is after 21 days of writing, if you have 21 things that you've written down that either you're good at or you appreciate about yourself,
Oh, damn.
that you're going to be like, oh,
That's deep. Okay. All right. That's a good one.
okay.
Okay. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Hella Good Livin'.
If you're nodding along or texting this to a friend,
Make sure you're following us at Hella Good Livin' on TikTok and Instagram.
and find all the good stuff at hellagoodlivin.com.
We don't do midlife.
We do more life.